Govannen Niblings. Let's play LotRO, episode 29. Alright, I am on the way to the goblin camp. And this is not the same goblin camp that I went to before. That was the northeastern goblin camp in the Greenfields, where I rescued the sheep. This is the northwestern goblin camp. Alright, so I'm going to do some similar things to what I did before. Which is I'm going to, because I don't need to, like none of my quests actually say I have to kill any goblins. So I'm going to sneak around them a little bit and try to not aggro too many. I'll probably have to aggro that one. I might just be able to keep riding. I'm just going to ride until they dismount me, which will be on the next time I get hit. And that should run some of them off. Now, if you're not as experienced with how to deal with aggro radius and how to fight multiple enemies if you have to, then I would recommend just carefully fighting your way through. You know, don't aggro as few as you can in an area like this. Alternately, bring friends. Playing this game with friends is a lot of fun, and quests like this are a lot easier with friends. So yeah, I'm able to just skirt the edge of this path and not aggro too many of these. So I'm going to try to do this quickly. Bear time. Alright. So I don't think I'll be able to scoot past any of these here. Okay. Now I'm gonna put quest up here. So yes, I am going the right way. I wasn't entirely sure that I was. Alright, out of wrath. So I need to switch back. Alright, so far not having any trouble with these goblins. They're doing a little bit of damage to me. Up, level 13. Enmity of the Goblins. Now this is the first racial deed I believe I've picked up. And each race has its own set of deeds that are unique to that race. So these are the Bjorning racial deeds. And so Bjornings are known for not liking goblins at all. There's Prunella's umbrella. So let me slip over there and get it without aggroing too many of these goblins. Got it. And that was it. Just take it back to Fusco. I'm gonna sneak back around these goblins here. Get out of here. So, so yeah, the racial deeds give you unique. Not only are they unique deeds, but they give you unique rewards that no other race gets. And so in this case, you can see that it is baking a honey cake. That is a unique Bjorning ability. Alright, so I need to get in that cave. Now, I'm just going to run for the cave. Remember what I told you about getting inside an instance gate when there are enemies chasing you? I'm going to do that right here. I happen to know that...
The goblins of Mount Graham have never forgotten their defeat at the hands of the Shire folk, and revenge has brought them hither once more.
Right. So yeah, I happen to know that I could get into that I had to go into an instance gate to get in here. So, I completed Protector of the Shire is my new title, because I completed Goblin Slayer of the Shire. Slayer deed. So I got that title and some reputation and some LotRO points, and then it gives me the Goblin Slayer Advanced. Alright. Loud goblin. I love the goblin sound effects, by the way. Just one of my favorite parts of the game. One of my favorite sound effects in the game. So I do want to point out, now that I've triggered the, oh, bear time. Now that I've triggered the Enmity of Goblins deed, that way back on episode 1, I had a comment from Holy Order of Dragons that Bjornings do eventually get to go back to the Vales of Anduin and Beorn's Lodge. Every race gets a travel skill to go back to their tutorial area. And I thought that Bjornings did not get one. I thought they were the only ones who didn't get that ability. But it turns out that they do. And I didn't know that. So thank you, Holy Order of Dragons, for letting me know about that. However, that is the advanced enmity of, or the Enmity of Goblins 2 deed. So I have to complete the one that I'm doing now before I will trigger that one. Alright, here's Bounder Primstone.
It's been a foul day, it has.
Captured by the goblins. They didn't care for Bullroar's Club, but they took it from me without much trouble. Alright, so we've got to get rid of Lubac. He's not Gulthimble, but he's probably just as bad. Alright, so he's going to come with me. So this has turned into an escort quest. Although he's going to be helping me fight, which is nice. Not all escorts do, like the sheep didn't. Old Sally didn't. But Bounder Primstone here can help you fight. And it doesn't do much damage. Far, far less than I do. But it's something. If he gets hurt, I've got his morale bar up here, so that I can heal him if I need to. You can also see that he shows up on my mini-map. This icon here is him. So I can go ahead of him and still see that he's behind me. Alright, here is Lubac. Alright. So he does the evil villain monologue thing for a minute. He's talking about his new friend, who I guess is the Angmarum that Halros told us about. Alright, so he's coming down here himself now, and he's doing a heal. I suspect he was trying to heal that goblin we were just attacking. Alright. So I defeated him. Here's Halros. Bounder Primstone's feeling a little weak. Alright, so Halros recovered the club. So he'll return it to the Bounder. Wants me to come to his camp and discuss something with him.
Greetings.
Saruman's treachery has delayed me too long. I can only hope that Frodo and Sam have left the Shire. Without my aid, their road will be a perilous one. Frodo must rely upon the Rangers and your prowess to see him to the end.
Alright, so that was just a little cutscene to that happens at the end of the epic prologue. So the travel button took us here to Halros' camp.
Greetings.
The person speaking during that cutscene was Gandalf. Okay, so why did we see nothing of Eogan, this man of Angmar? And Halros is also wondering, where are the other rangers? So, these are all things we need to figure out. Got some various rewards here. A bunch of weapons that I can't use, except for this dagger. Which I think I will take, because it's pretty good. I kind of like it. Alright. So, let me
How can I be of service?
equip this dagger. And I think... Oh yeah, I'm not going to keep that axe. So I will sell that axe at some point. Inventory's starting to get full again. I'll have to clean it out sometime off camera. Alright, so Halros here is sending us to Barlam and Butterbur in Bree. So he wants me to go talk to his captain and find a man named Strider. And that is pretty much the end of the prologue to the epic quest. And again, this is the Hobbit prologue. Each race gets their own prologue. Well, each of the 4 main races get their own prologue. Bjornings are supposed to pick up the human prologue because they get sent to Bree after finishing the tutorial. Here we go. Here's Fosco. So he was looking for his aunt. So we need to tell him we found his umbrella. So he thinks the goblins killed her. And his neighbor says, "Don't be silly, Pernella's been visiting me."
What do you need?
So he's embarrassed. Oh, can't see those, of course. Can't see leggings with the chest piece that I'm wearing. I'll take the pork anyway. Alright. I think that's it. I think we're actually done with quests in the Shire. I think that's actually it. So Bounder Primstone would have been returned to the Watch House in Brocken Borings. I'm going to head there anyway because that's where the stable master is. I'll go into the watch house and see if he has anything to say, but I do believe that's it. Oh, there should be a pie quest left. That's right. I knew they weren't totally done. Okay, so he just says thank you. He doesn't have any more quests. Alright. Pie quest. Can't leave the Shire till we finish Holly's pie quests. Here we go. The last pie quest. Alright.
Please, stay a moment.
Bad berries. Okay. So, should have enough time in this episode to do this. Alright, so this one's a bit tricky because there are a lot of hungry hobbits and Brockenborings. But if you drop down that cliff there, you can sneak by. Now there's one trick here. There's a hungry hobbit that kind of walks up and down this road. And if she's here in this little cleave, you won't be able to get out. But I got lucky and she was already walking away. So I'll take the same path that I've done before. I won't go through Overhill because there's a hungry hobbit on the bridge that leads from the road from Overhill to Hobbiton through Bag End. So I'll follow the river like I did before. I believe I'm remembering correctly that this is the same path I took to take the pie from Scary. So, yeah, basically exactly the same route. And I could go on the other side of the river as well. I didn't have to cross over to this side of the river. But there are monsters on both sides, so I don't think it really makes too big of a difference. So I'm hugging the river here, which is a little bit safer. And remember that even if you do aggro something when you're doing pie or post quests, you are running faster than you normally would. When you have the pie or the post satchels, you're moving at 120% of your normal speed. So you can outrun most monsters. Definitely all the monsters here in the Shire. So if you do accidentally get too close and one starts chasing you, just keep going straight. You'll get away from them. Alright. Enjoy this last stroll through the Shire, because after this episode, I'm headed elsewhere. Off to Ered Luin. Oh, there's another player there fishing, it looks like. And I will show you fishing eventually. There are quests for it later. I just didn't feel like getting into it right now, especially since there aren't quests to do it yet. You can hear the creak of the windmill. It's pretty cool. Alright, Holly. Here's the last spoiled pie.
Is there something I can do for you?
Alright, she's almost done baking the new ones, but she's not going to ask me to deliver them. She says, you've done more than enough. So, just like with the post quests, I get some reputation, some LotRO points, some marks, and a virtue. Alright. No place for spoiled pies. So, that's the deed that I get for completing those pies. Get some LotRO points here. And now on my meta deed here for Deeds of the Shire, you can see I've done everything except Slayer of the Shire, which is do all the Slayer deeds. And I'm not going to do those. That just takes way too much time. Oh, he's got one more quest, though.
Might I speak with you a moment?
You're a true friend, and thanks to you, my business is saved. So she's giving me a recipe here for Hornblower's pies. She also gave me
Just a moment.
some pies and a new title, Pie Runner. Be sure not to use spoiled berries if you make it. Now, this is a cook recipe, so I would have to be a cook in order to use it. And I'm not a cook, so I just sell it. Thanks for your hard work, Pie Runner. So I have a new title, Pie Runner. I think I'm going to pick Protector of the Shire for now. So I'm Hvila, Protector of the Shire. Alright, and that is it. That is finally it. I'm done. That is every quest in the Shire. At least as far as I can recall. Now there's that quest to go to Breetown, but like I said, that's just a vector quest. And the prologue is also taking us to Breetown. So, not going to do that just yet. I'm going to do quests in Ered Luin first. So go ahead and take that out of my quest tracker. So thank you so much for joining me on my adventure through the Shire, Niblings. Tune in next time as we begin our brief exploration of Ered Luin.